plus Biagio's crisis management is on point.
Oh, it's nuts. It's
Really on
like
point.
nuts.
That was a shit show and a half that day.
Hey, Anthony, where'd you get this podcasting stuff from?
It fell off the back of a truck.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Breaking Bread podcast with Anthony Sciarratta, Sal Valentinetti, that's me. And today we're joined by Biagio Fortunato of Fortunato Brothers Bakery.
What's your name?
And
How you doing?
of Sciarratta Public Relations.
Yes. Sal literally
Nice segue.
no, like that was like I didn't expect
I loved
you to
it.
say that
Listen,
so soon.
well, I'm
glad.
introducing our
I'm
guests.
Sal's a natural. I mean, come on.
I really,
I love it.
thank you, Biagio.
Come on.
You see that, Greg?
I love it. No, I wanted to like have like a whole lead up, pop a champagne. No, I'm totally joking.
How much gel do you have in your hair?
Enough.
Back on track. The team of Sciarratta PR is proud to announce that Biagio of Fortunato Brothers Bakery is our new CFO.
Yes. Thank you, Anthony.
Of course. We're happy to
Greg,
have you.
Thank you. Like I said, 2.5 years ago when this started, we knew that it was going to be a huge success, and it's time.
Yeah.
It's time for a new world order.
It's time, yes. The Sciarratta PR is alive and well.
Thank
And
God.
We are,
Thank
know, taking it to the next level at this point. So
Yeah, it's big things coming for 2024 and like beyond. Definitely going more corporate in every way. Only in the good ways, not in the bad ways. From like
100%.
an artistic standpoint, we're not going more corporate. But that's the hippie in me.
Well, I think Biagio adds a lot because he's been a part of Sciarratta PR for 2.5 years. You know, you were.
yeah, and I know him since he's a baby.
Well, besides that,
But
you've kind of been part of the catalyst that's pushed Sciarratta PR
Yeah,
in
I
a
mean,
way with, Anthony says this pretty often that, this isn't very easy to do, to put together content that's, that's in demand. And
100%.
he credits a lot of the clients he works with coming up with a lot of those great ideas. And that's kind of what we were just talking about, like the rainbow Schvoyadel. Like that's
Right.
that's a viral sensation, and you came up with that.
Yes. I mean, I think that in this day and age, everybody needs to, be a little more creative, especially with what they're doing. And you can have as traditional, pastries as they come, Schvoyadels and babas and, cannolis, and then just put a twist on them. I mean, everybody's looking for the new wave, new type of thing. I mean, tradition is great, but if we can tweak it a little bit and, set something on fire, especially with this social media thing going, and give people in other places ideas so they can grow their business. I mean, that's a plus for everyone. I mean, why not?
So this or that.
Okay.
Rainbow cookie or a pinoli cookie?
Rainbow cookie.
Why?
The jelly does it for me.
Okay.
All right. Schvoyadel or lobster tail?
Nothing beats a Schvoyadel.
Why?
It's reminiscing of my childhood. The fresh out of the oven, warm, sweet, orangey, zesty. It's outrageous.
Cannoli cream or Lulu cream?
Lulu cream. I'm not a big fan of cannolis
In general?
in general.
As a rule.
What?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
You make one of the best cannolis.
For a Napolitan bakery, compared to a Sicilian pastry, yeah, we probably make one of the best ones. But not, I'll enjoy one, but I don't.
It's not like your preference.
No.
Like you're not going
Yeah,
for
not
it.
like us. We don't fry our pastries and we don't shoot at each other.
Not at all.
That's why we live long.
That's true.
All right. Cannoli or pistachio cannoli?
Regular cannoli. I'm not a big fan of pistachio.
What?
Yeah,
Also not Sicilian. That's
Yeah.
why.
I prefer hazelnut over
Okay.
It's the nut of our people.
Sfinge or Zeppeli?
Zeppeli
Why?
because it's vanilla custard
The custard.
and not cannoli.
Custard makes it for you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, it makes sense. You
Vanilla
don't like
custard
cannolis.
and amaretto cherry is by far insane.
Which he actually changed my mind about that because I'm a big cannoli guy. I'm Sicilian.
100. Yeah, but still.
All right.
Yeah.
Hostess or Drake's?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Hostess, Drake's, or Entenmann's?
Entenmann's.
Whoa.
Oh, this is about me, not about you now. Okay.
This is a question I already know.
No, you know what? I'm gonna go with. I don't know. There's nothing better than a devil dog.
Drake's.
Yeah.
Really?
Twinkie
Yeah.
or Ding Dong?
What's a ring
Oh,
ding?
Twinkie.
That's Drake.
Ring
right?
ding is Drake's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Ring
a
ding
ring
out
ding
the
guy.
freezer.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yodel.
ring dings is
You know
insane.
what's underrated is Snowball.
Okay, and that's why you're behind the mic.
All right.
That's why
a
you're
little
behind
Debbie.
the video.
I like coconut.
I didn't even put Little Debbie's on
You
the
know,
table. That
of
Wawa
course,
shit
Greg,
out
you
of
picked
here.
the most flamboyant one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't put tasty
Go
cake
cross
for a
your legs,
reason.
Anthony. Regular cheesecake or Italian cheesecake?
That's a good one.
Yeah, New York
American.
style. Yeah, New York.
Yeah,
American.
agreed.
too.
New York
You know
style.
what? Majority of people use it with a crust. Both of our cheesecakes are crustless. They're both water bath. And the creaminess of, the
New York cheesecake.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's one
Yeah.
of yeah.
All right, so you have to eat pastries somewhere else that's not your bakery.
Okay.
Where are you going?
Top 3 places.
Well, it depends on like what you're getting, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
there's all different. I mean, I think everyone has a specialty for something.
What bakery are you going to and what are you getting?
Let's say you're
Yeah, why
going
don't
to
you
a
what do you want
party.
me to buy?
What?
You're going to a party.
Yeah.
You need like a
No, you're gonna say
assortment.
you're going to a party where?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
because-
true.
You're going to a party in Westchester is different than you're going to a party in Jersey is
Yeah.
different than you're going to a party
True.
on Long Island.
Yeah, I mean,
All right,
It's
you're,
different than you're going to a party in Howard Beach.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I go to Fortunato's and get it from everywhere.
You're going.
I ship it there first.
You're going to Johnny Moonlight's house.
I'm bringing it from my house.
F-
I'm gonna bring it from my bakery.
He's like literally right there.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I mean, if I'm gonna buy cannolis somewhere, it's either gonna be Villa Bade, Mondoleone, on Quan Street. Antonio makes a mean cannoli. Obviously, I mean,
Wow.
he's. I mean, he used to work for us for years.
Downtown Brooklyn getting
Yeah.
love.
Yeah, I mean, he's
I haven't
phenomenal
been there. I got to check it out.
when it comes to that. I mean, I would. So those are my 2 spots for cannolis.
Bread.
Bread. I mean,
I like Napoli. They make good ones.
Napoli makes a good bread for Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I mean, you have something like, I mean,
The Bronx is king though.
Madonia's Bakery
Oh,
is
yeah.
insane. I mean, the one on Quad Street too, Mazzola. I mean, things
Zola,
like,
yeah.
I mean, there's all different ones. There's one in Jersey that makes a phenomenal prosciutto bread.
Yes, there's a guy who brings it to
I think he's in Patterson.
Sunday morning.
I think he's in Patterson.
Favorite.
Yes.
Yeah. If I'm buying like a rainbow cookie, Marco, Il Fornaio in Astoria, makes a great rainbow cookie too. I mean,
El Fornaio is a great
yeah,
bakery.
yeah, Marco's good people's.
All right, cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
I'm kidding.
No, I don't think Junior's cheesecake is. You know what?
King Cullen.
Eileen's in the city makes a great cheesecake. Yeah,
I think the Bamontes makes a great Italian cheesecake.
yeah. I mean,
Sick.
Joe D.
Sick.
Joe D. Di Stefano's
Yeah.
Steakhouse. They made a phenomenal Italian cheesecake. I mean,
Italian cheesecake.
Yeah. I mean, things like that are outrageous. I mean, I think you go to certain restaurants, they have, I mean, listen, their lemon cheesecake from Arthur & Son is outrageous.
Yeah, it is.
Even the amaretto
Talk about a bite of something that sends me.
or the amaretto tiramisu at Patricia's.
Yeah.
Things like that. I mean,
Certain restaurants.
yeah, certain restaurants have a.
What's your
a niche.
favorite dessert?
You know what? Growing up, that's not
It
something.
could be anything. It could be ice
Traditional?
cream. It could be cotton candy. It could
Tiramisu.
be Reese's Pieces. Tiramisu.
What?
Tiramisu.
That's like at the bottom for me.
My wife doesn't like tiramisu either. I like tiramisu.
Yeah.
No, I'll eat it, but it's not like my
You had
first
to.
choice.
I feel like you had to have grown up somewhere where somebody made good
Yes.
tiramisu.
Yeah.
It's like my aunt's mother, Anna, makes really good tiramisu. Like my sister now makes really good tiramisu.
Homemade tiramisu is
Yeah.
completely different.
Oh, completely different.
I'm a cassata cake guy.
See, I can do without it because
That's
I'm not
the
a big
cannoli
fan of the
cream.
cannoli cream.
And there's a lot of candy on top of a cassava. I like a good cassava. I am an equal opportunity governor.
So with the older guys that you work with, was there a big transition of going from traditional to now these new creations? Have they accepted it, or did it take a while?
Some people adapt very well. You know, I think you have to prove yourself in this business and industry, especially with older partners. You know, my uncles are, you know, older. I mean, when they started almost 50 years ago, you know, a lot of the recipes are the same because you don't want to lose tradition. And this is what made us who we are.
And how do they feel about like the introduction of social media into the bakery? Do they understand it?
You
I
know,
love this story.
yeah. So you have one who wants to be a sensation himself, you know, and now he wants to get paid for it. So
TikTok.
you know, yeah, exactly, TikTok, and that's it.
Who's
And
that?
That's Mario.
Okay.
You know, he's a character in himself. So
100%.
you know, he's in our videos. I think a lot of the videos that we did. I mean, the one we did with you was phenomenal because he had no idea who Sal was.
Yeah.
So when Sal comes in and hears this guy singing, and he's like, Sal goes, "Oh, you know, you're pretty good." And he's like, "Who the fuck are you? What do you know?" And he's like, "No, this is Sal. Sal knows he doesn't know anything."
Anthony,
Sneaking
what are you
rainbow
doing?
cookies on camera. Look at him.
It makes him a much better I think a much better subject for content as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only issue with him is that he doesn't understand when the cameras aren't rolling, you just can't stay in that character. So we had a video where Anthony comes in and he's, you know, asking for a Squiggadell,
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo, you know, and then he rips him apart, which is phenomenal for the thing on that.
What
And
the fuck you say?
What the fuck you say? You know, this is.
Thank you.
So it was
That was
funny.
delicious, by the way.
Thank you.
As per usual.
The only difference is we had a customer who came in who was a
Yeah.
young kid who had slick back hair. He had a gold chain hanging out. He looked like an A.O. Joe. And Mario thought he was like recording still. And he was like, "Ah, what the fuck is wrong with you? You look like you got licked by a camel." He's like, I'm like you can't say this. These are customers. And he's like, "No, he's not a customer. He's you set me up again." I'm like, "No.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so.
So you
the
thought,
guy had a
it
good
was
sense
like
of-
candid camera.
Yeah. So.
Oh,
it is
wow.
what it is. But, you know, he's a good sport about it.
So you have a great understanding of social media, but even more than that, you have a great understanding of business.
Yes.
You've been involved with your family business your entire life.
Yeah.
From the beginning, yeah.
And truthfully, Biagio, and I know I always say this, I've looked up to you guys for a really long time. Like, you guys have like a very successful business. It's something very few people do left. Like, you know, to have a bakery of that level, there are a few, but just a few.
100%.
And it's really nice to see that it's still thriving, just going into the
Yeah.
future.
And plus, Biagio's crisis management is on point.
Oh, it's nuts. It's
Really on
like
point.
nuts.
That was a shit show and a half that day.
Easter Sunday, Biagio. I mean, you want to picture an Italian bakery on Easter Sunday.
Picture it.
Forget it.
Picture it. An Italian bakery in 1947.
Right. There's a line literally out the door
The
onto
madness
the corner.
of
The
a
madness is
holiday.
crazy, and it's not just people picking up orders. It's people like
Taking
me
other people's orders.
showing up. Well, not besides taking other people's orders. People just showing up and saying, "Hey, I need a pizza rustica." He's like, "Whoa, wait. We only do so many because you know it's a lot of work. We do so many orders, right?" So you have people getting pastries. It's a whole scene. So Biagio's staff is kind of running the front of that, and he's kind of keep bouncing between the kitchen and them, and then also the people picking up their pizza rustica. So and whatever their big orders were, and the big orders are kind of laid out in the back. So while Biagio is dealing with one thing, you know, other people are kind of stepping in and dealing with other things, and somebody sends a regular customer comes in, and he's got an order, but there's no way this guy had this big of an order.
Oh, yeah.
This guy pulled up and his car had Fortunato Brothers boxes on the back seat, all over the trunk. Like, there's no way this guy got this much stuff, but he took it.
How did he not get killed?
Okay, so I like to call it organized chaos.
Yeah.
So, in order to make it run and run wild and keep it, you know, in kind of this guy just wants to eat. I mean, at this point, just tell me you got.
I wore the wrong color for powdered sugar.
Nah,
Just
sorry,
let's.
sorry.
The powdered sugar, blacks is slimming.
It just it's very like attractive to look at.
Yeah.
Smells good too. It's organized chaos because there's orders all over the place. There's people everywhere, so you have to implement some kind of structure. That's why pre-order because we can gauge and make what we need to do. So every customer is important, whether it's Sal, whether it's an influencer, whether it's Greg, sorry, or the regular lady on the corner who comes in. You want to keep everybody on an even scale. I mean, it's just fair. So that day, it just so happened that the guy will leave him nameless at that point, place in big order, and he probably had 16 boxes.
Okay, so
Right.
he's
It was a big order.
so we did have a lot of boxes.
He did have a lot of boxes. The problem is that he took everything that was his orders were left on 2 tables. He was like, "This is your order. This is what you're taking. This is yours." He ended up taking the orders on the side also. So it would happen to be pizza rustica, meat pie orders that were just left.
Somebody
on the side.
basically told him everything over here is yours.
Yeah.
And he took it. Oh, everything over
Yeah,
here
so
is
he
mine.
basically took everything. So we're like, wait a minute, where are all the green pie orders, the meat pie orders? And then a customer comes in and said, I'm picking up a meat pie. I was like, all right, it's on this table, and there's no meat pies there. I'm like, something's weird. I remember seeing her order because we're keeping count of everything. So we had to give her a meat pie that was for a later time because they weren't coming in at that point. So we figured out that he must have been the one taking it. So we call him, and he was like, I don't know what I took. He's like, I'll be there in 40 minutes. And no, you got 15 minutes. I need myself. We have orders.
He said, "I'll be there in 20 minutes." He got there in 10.
Yeah, in 10.
That was the quickest 20 minutes. I think. I think he realized what happened.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
realized,
"Oh,
then he
no."
realized that, oh, fuck, it's Easter. And
How many?
It's Easter, yeah.
12?
I
Oh
think
my
it was
God,
it was
it's a lot
10
of
or 12.
orders.
12 just meat pies.
I carried 3 or 4 of them
Yeah.
back in.
He had 16 of his boxes and took an extra 12.
Yeah, so he came in with his son. His son was taking boxes. He wasn't really paying attention. And his son just took everything that was there. Luckily, he wasn't distributing those, but we have tickets on him. Like, obviously, who
Yeah, he's also the reason why the guy has so much is he's kind of making his rounds, around the neighborhood,
Yeah.
dropping them off at his family's houses. Imagine if he had dropped off everyone's order.
Right, and he
No,
dropped
I
it
got a
off an
couple
order-
extra here.
he
Take
dropped
an
it off
extra.
an order for Anthony, and who?
And now he's got to run back around the neighborhood,
Yeah,
picking
so-
up those orders to bring back to Fortunato. Imagine the chaos that could have happened. But to watch Biagio be faced with this problem, and literally, he is the only, besides your sister,
Yeah,
he is like the only person equipped to handle this situation. He has to run out into the street, like separate himself from the chaos, and then just, where are you? You need to get, here's what happened. You need to get here.
yeah.
Very, very matter of fact, gave him no choice, didn't let him say, oh, don't worry. Like, no, this is worry. This is bad. This is the situation.
This is why I'm the CFO.
Yeah, wartime consigliere.
Yes,
That's it.
Definitely.
that's the perfect definition for
it.
like Biagio.
Wartime
This
consigliere.
was the day of Easter.
This was Easter.
Jesus.
It was
This was Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday.
I saw you that Saturday and it was insane.
Yeah. So Easter Eve, as we call it, in the bakery world, Easter Eve is just as busy as Easter because a lot of people are cooking for Easter.
Yeah.
So people don't want to come out and then deal with headaches. Plus, Saturday is a whole day event.
Yeah.
Where Easter we close at 3.
Yeah.
So I mean we're open from 6:45 to 3 a.m. To 3 p.m. and it's chaotic at that point. But who wants to come from Long Island on Easter when
Yeah.
you have to when you have to when you're cooking, you have a lot of shit going on. You don't want to. So people get a lot of stuff the day before. And especially if it's from Fortunato's, I mean it's good the day after.
Well, every holiday, every event, you see me. I drive 45 minutes just for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of have no choice.
All right, Lynbrook isn't that far, Greg.
I know, you make it
I have
sound
to
like
say
it's-
it. I have to say it out loud.
Okay, then why don't you drive there more often then?
Because I like to have a few drinks. And then if you Uber, it's far.
You have a problem.
No, but I mean, listen, we have clients and customers that come from all over. You know, I mean, you know how many people come from like Whitestone? They're like, we come all the way from Whitestone, like with no traffic. I get it. There's traffic. The LIE is always traffic, but it's it's 8 miles.
Sounds
9
like
miles.
I come from
You
Beth
should-
Page. I don't say
You
shit.
should
exactly.
You should put a map, right,
Yeah.
with Fortunato Brothers as a big tack on the map, right? And then little pinpoints with string,
and
right?
show where you go.
And a whole map of the world. And you could put where people have come to get Fortunato Brothers from
I mean, that's my
on the map. That way, when they complain, I drove all the way here from Ditmars in Astoria,
Like,
then you could go, hey, look at that.
yeah, exactly.
Someone came here from Denmark. All right, relax.
Well, that is the exact thing. I mean, people listen. I get it. This traffic, but I mean,
Do you get that a lot? I came all the way here from blah blah blah,
Oh
and
my God,
I
yeah.
need this and I need that.
I love the customers that come in that order something and it's like, I'm here to pick up my order. And I was like, all right, great. And I'm looking at it, it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. It's like your order's for 1 o'clock. Well, I had to come all the way from Nassau County. I'm like, okay.
Go have breakfast.
I'm like,
Walk around, have a slice of pizza,
thank
come
you
back.
for coming, from Nassau County. But if you ordered it for 1 o'clock, why are
Yeah.
you showing up at 9:30? Well, why isn't it not ready yet? Because it's not. There's other people who have orders in front of you. I mean,
That's what I love about you is like, and that's what I have personally, that's what I have to work on is like Biagio just says what's in his belly.
Or doesn't give a shit.
He says whatever's in his belly, boom.
used to be a lot bigger.
Like anything, he goes, when he thinks it on the spot, it's like, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm thinking. Even if it's a customer, which is cool.
Which I think in this day and age, you have to be real and listen, I mean, granted, I can be more finessing on certain things, but that's not my style.
You be more of a gentleman.
Yeah, not even a gentleman. It's like, you know what? It's like if I can't talk to you like a real
normal person, yeah.
Like to me, it's an act. It's fake.
Right.
And as a customer, you deserve to be treated, but I'm not treating you any way different than I wouldn't treat you. I mean, and that's it. I mean, I tell you all the time, fuck you, Greg. I mean, that's but I love you at that point,
Aw.
Yeah, but like I'm not some random person that doesn't.
But that's
I'm
my
sorry.
point.
Oh my God.
We just
Biagio
went
wants
through
to
this.
say fuck you to everyone.
It's happening again.
It is.
It's the same way. So we had Joe and Artie on the couch a few days ago, and
A lot of people on this guy.
I was saying the same
Yeah,
thing.
you don't want to know what already did. In that
I was
spot.
yeah right. I was
he was sitting on this side. I heard.
Artie's starting an OnlyFans.
Yes, I heard.
Are you going to be a subscriber?
That's the couch. We were just saying this about Artie and Joe. They break Greg's balls, and I said, I think you got to understand something, Greg. It's that they really do love you. 'Cause they don't
Yes.
just break anybody's balls.
To tell you the truth, I think that people like this, if they don't break your balls, I don't think they like you.
Now,
Now you get to show you doll.
I've been dying to do this. Dying.
A little ASMR.
I literally want to crunch it right next to the microphone.
You should.
Don't do it with your hands.
Sounds like
Don't do it with
do
your
it.
hands. Do a bite.
Do it.
That was hot.
That was several seconds
I heard it from here.
for one bite.
It's very seductive.
Take another bite. It's getting gross.
Do it.
Do it from the other end.
Do
Oh,
it.
from the corner, from the back corner.
Hit it from the back.
Oh,
Do it.
thank you, Greg.
I'm happy.
Oh my God, dude.
I'm a mess too. I'm happy.
Show you doll. Probably one of the most difficult pastry to make.
Yeah. You know how many times I've had a rubbery Schvoyadel? I was like,
Want the rest of it?
He wants his own.
Wow.
He's-
I was like, I want my own, man.
just for that, I'm taking this whole thing is coming home with me. And fuck you, Greg. The lot of you. This whole thing is coming home with me just because of that.
So why is the Schvoidel dough crunchier than let's say croissant?
Well, the layers of this Friedel are a lot more layers than a croissant.
You just compare it to a croissant.
Well, I mean, in
Both
essence,
laminated doughs.
Listen,
Are they?
he's a chef.
Yeah, they are laminated dough. It's just the process of and the amount of different layers to it is so much thinner than a croissant. So
Be home.
I can't believe you just did that.
as Sal's enjoying his moment,
Sal literally like makes love to his food. It's great.
You don't know what this is to me.
see, also it's a different thing. You don't understand. As fat kids, it becomes different. Right?
No, like I literally.
No,
that's
besides
why.
that, yeah. You know
that's
why?
why
There's such an emotional.
It hits you right back to your childhood.
There's
And
such an emotional connection to that bite
100%.
and everything that is to me.
One thing that I've come to see, I've been in a lot of kitchens. I've been in a lot of bakeries. Whether it's my clients, whether it's on shoots with other people, no place makes them by hand.
Right, I
Very
think
few.
There might
This
just
whole process is by hand. It's days long.
It's like going in there. We've seen Frank. He's making them for hours.
Like they have a dedicated sfogliatella guy, like
Oh, yeah.
dedicated for it.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
What kind of volume do you do weekly with Sfogliatella?
I mean, I don't even. I can't. I mean, you know what it is? So the process of making it and the keep up with it, we do it all. It's a weekly process that we do. So you have to make enough where you have enough to produce today, tomorrow, the next day, and so forth, and start planning for, for holidays.
So typically, how many batches do you prepare a day? In other words, like you're constantly turning them over.
So, for instance,
It's like it's not something that you only make once a day.
no. So we cook them multiple times a day. The bad thing about it is that at any given moment, we might sell out because there are people that are fucked up about it. And I look at it that way. I mean, I like to make sure that we have enough for everyone. So I feel like some people just, rude about it. If it's not like you're buying a dozen cookies,
Right.
where you have hundreds of them made at that point. So when we
Sal's
make
having a
them,
moment.
we make them every day, every morning. We cook, 40, 50 of each. And then we have them there. And there will be somebody who'll come in and go, oh, can I get 25 of them? And it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. So
They drove all the way here from Whitestone.
Yeah, I know. And they're on their way to, to the city, which is like ridiculous.
I said in 35 minutes of traffic.
Right, and they
I
want
came from
25 of them.
Woodbrook.
Let's say, you know what? You could have easily have
Now
called
we're
and
fighting
placed
right
an
now.
order the day before, and we'll have them ready for you. I mean, we cater to
You're
restaurants
robbing
and
people
waiters,
who are like, I just want to pop into Fortunato Brothers and get immediately transported back to my childhood.
like when we're doing the rainbow cookie sfogliatella, which
That was nuts.
That was
this guy
insane.
got tortured.
I got tortured
Tortured.
by customers.
But was it like a rainbow cookie? Because
So-
the filling of a Sfogliatella
That's where it is. So we
is
mix
just as important as the layers.
All right,
We
so
got into the layers.
the
We didn't
outside.
get into the filling.
The outside is exactly the same
Mm-hmm.
shell, but on the inside we chop up rainbow cookies and mix it in with the semolina and the ricotta inside the sfogliatella, and out came this chocolate flavored raspberry hint of orange zest and semolina. It's like wow,
It's a thing of beauty.
It
just
was
worked.
unreal.
Right?
The way citrus and ricotta react
It's
when you mix it together is insane. That's what makes like an Italian cheesecake so great.
Originally, we used to put in orange cubes that we import from Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the biggest things people were complaining about was the citrus fruit in it. Oh, I don't like that. Even the cannoli cream, they have like the diced pumpkin and whatever else in it.
Right.
And they were like, oh, why do we have these chunks of fruit in it? So we have a company in Italy that the orange cube, they make them in like strip forms that we mix in, and once it evaporates, it blends right in. So you don't have any of the dry fruit bite into it anymore, which is great because you still got everything that we have essence wise on it. Now it just tastes so much better. So the rainbow sfogliatella thing on that was when we first decided that we were launching it and dropping it, we made 100 and something of them, 150, 200 of them that day. And we sold out in like 45 minutes.
Wow.
45
Yep.
minutes. To the point where we had people coming in and they were like, we're here for the $3. I'm like, sorry, we're sold out. And they're like, what'd you make, 3?
Do you ever see yourself as kind of like not just a baker, but an Epicurean? Like, would you open a restaurant, or maybe,
I'm an aristocrat.
or would you try to have a more active role in lending your creative mind to a restaurant for a certain menu item here or there?
100%.
Because you really have a good idea of like, oh, this is going to be really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the good part about having your own business in the food industry, where you can kind of like the day-to-day runs itself. So you have guys that come in and do their thing, and then it's like, you want to dabble in something like this, we can dabble in that. I mean, trust me, there's plenty of ideas that we've had that wasn't good. I mean, we made gelato. I mean, we had the idea of making tuna fish gelato one day.
Really?
Yeah.
Tuna fish gelato.
Yeah.
This was not my.
No, this is way before you.
Yeah.
Who came up with that?
You know what? It was just a concept that just came out of something out of the blue.
Tuna fish ice cream.
Yeah.
Did it taste good?
No, apparently not. I don't think
So
it could.
wait,
It's not on the menu.
hold on. No, it's not on the menu because I'll tell you why. Think of now. Here's where the creative mind goes in.
Okay.
You've had gelato before, obviously.
Yeah.
You
Creamy, sweet, delicious.
now have you ever had olive oil gelato?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Very good.
So why would you think that tuna and olive oil would not go well together?
I would make the gelato cheese flavored before I made it
It would have
tuna
to be a
flavored.
savory gelato and not no sugar.
I know
That's
hindsight
olive
is
oil,
2020.
no, like an olive oil gelato.
Right. Olive oil is a little more savory.
Exactly my point.
But
The-
then
the
there's
fat
olive
content is
oil
high.
cake.
Right,
which
exactly.
is, it's olive oil more than adding a savory flavor to it is adding a density to it.
Like a pound cake.
Yeah, like
100%.
a pound cake, right.
So my point is, if
Right.
now in hindsight, if olive oil is more of a tardiness of not a sweetness,
right.
now you're adding tuna to it,
It's like double.
it's like double on that.
Yeah.
So the concept of it isn't bad.
Yeah.
It sounds stupid because you think of gelato and you think of the traditional, pistachio, hazelnut, a chocolate. I mean, listen, we have cannoli gelato, we have biscottino, which is made with Nutella and cone. We have rainbow cookie gelato
Yeah.
that's made with rainbow cookies.
You got to try something.
Yeah, exactly. My point. You can think of anything.
The cheesecake gelato.
We have cheesecake gelato.
It is the most amazing thing. I've watched him get a full cheesecake from the showcase, crack it in half, break it up, and shove it right in the gelato machine. It's great.
Amazing.
But that is the concept of just thinking
Outside the box,
why
yeah.
not?
Which side should I start from, by the way? The orange side or the...
It's up to you.
Orange.
I know you guys like decorational thing on that, so I'll go orange.
I'm going to go right in for it.
Go orange. Ooh, look at that crunch.
Oh.
Sal, how many marrons, Sal?
You mean state bones?
Got the bones.
If you don't like candied fruit, you're not the kind of person I want to hang out with.
Yeah, I mean, I think it the essence of it gives it a little more of a taste to it.
See, I'm like an old school car type guy, right? I like Vogue tires,
100%.
gold emblems, so I like it when it's all dressed up like this.
Yeah.
You got pistachio, you got a little orange, a little maraschino.
The majority of people don't.
What makes this a real cannoli? Besides the fact that it's got weight to it, it's filled all the way through.
Well, the shell is homemade.
Deep fried.
Yeah, deep fried. Has to be. Unfortunately. So it's not healthiest, but
What
close
is
your
that
eyes when you eat it.
Unfortunately for.
Well, in this day and age, everybody wants,
Send them down the
healthy
block for a salad.
What would happen if you baked it?
The shell, I mean, you can bake it, but you're never going to get that.
It would fall apart.
Yeah,
I feel
it'll
like.
fall apart at that point. It will. It's hard to keep a shape and that thing on that. But I mean, obviously, fried is the best option. But it's also the ingredients you're putting into the cream and what kind of cream you're using.
Sheep's milk.
We import sheep ricotta from Italy. We mix it here ourselves. And it's just all natural. And even the shell. Obviously, there's certain things that you put into a
Got
shell.
little something for the rats later.
I have a vacuum. Don't worry.
Even the shell. I mean, what you put into the shell is what you're going to get out of taste-wise on it.
See, a lot of places will outsource the shell.
Yep.
It takes a lot of time and effort.
And there are a lot of companies who've gotten it right.
Yeah.
As far as packaging and shipping it.
Well, yes. So that is the difference on that we've gone back and forth in conversation on is people buy the shell, people buy the filling, and at the end it probably costs them $1 to make, for them to buy $1.50, whatever the case is, and they turn around and they sell it for $4, $5 a piece, let's say. At what point do you sell your product that's better than the average person doing, but it's still economical enough where, the client buying it, the customer buying it, isn't feeling like they're getting dragged through the thing on that, and that's the problem. Like people I've had cannolis before where I have like whipped cream on the inside. Or people mix in some mascarpone cheese.
Big restaurant thing.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, that is a restaurant thing.
There's nothing worse than going to a restaurant, having a great meal, and then having coffee, and the espresso is...
Oh, my God, yeah.
Dirty water.
It's so funny you said that.
Or it's like...
That's how I really judge a place.
And it's very hard to find places that have good coffee.
A lot of places do like an espresso now. I've seen it in like the back. They have the machine.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Nowadays, these big companies have their coffees for retail. We use a company, Michel Adoro, that we've been using for forever now. So, and they have retail. We have the pods for the thing on that. We have the old Nespresso type of thing on that. We have the puck for the Lavazza machine. I mean, so if you like our coffee, you can buy it from us, or you can buy it direct and make it at home. As a restaurant, you should take pride into your coffee thing on that, because it's a good cup of coffee no matter what. And any schmuck can make it. We're on top of our machine, so we adjust it constantly. We make sure that any schmuck can make coffee. I mean, I think in the video we even have Greg trying to make a coffee in one, and then we have Mario Bosco
making a coffee.
Mario Bosco. That's a separate conversation.
You want a single or a double?
But there are changes on who touches it, because the amount of push, the amount of packing that goes into it. But I mean, a cup of coffee can ruin your day. So.
Yeah, if it's right, it's the start of your day. Wow.
We were just talking about this. The old school guys, I wouldn't say it's so much of a new school thing, or if you grew up in a bakery. It matters who makes the coffee, the type of machine, all that stuff. Like he was saying that he adjusts the grind. So if it's too hot or too cold out, he'll adjust the grind.
Humidity.
It's like a real science for him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen,
Were you really good at science in school?
I was pretty good in science in school.
Do you think it had something to do with all the different intricacies of not just the baking, but the like the whole ins and outs of your business? All science.
I think that your product should, you represent your product represent you and what you want to do.
Yeah.
And how you want people to portray you.
Right.
So I think that it's. You should take pride in an espresso just as much as you take pride in a cake or in a pastry that you put out there.
That's why some places have been around for 50 years.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and there's some places that have been around for longer, and I don't know how. But, I mean, everybody has their niche and their own thing on it. I mean, and, I mean, like I said, the greatest part about being in this business is coming up with new ideas and trying to stay ahead, of the curve. Let's say, whether it be a rainbow cookie cheesecake, or a twist on an espresso, or a different filling in a cannoli, or lobster tail, or something like that. I mean, I think that's the whole.
And then all the while, there's all these different scenarios that are playing out just in the day-to-day, baking things. Like you just said, humidity, the weather. You'll change certain procedures.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Complete procedures and all those very specific measurements you were talking about before. You'll adjust those based on the weather.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, even bread. I mean, we're making bread.
And at the same time, you're developing new ideas. You're trying to stay fresh and not just stay relevant, but stay groundbreaking.
Yes. I mean, like I said, I think that in this business, there is no better way of flattery than for someone to take something that you've made and incorporate it into their business, and it makes their business better. You know, whether, like I said, regardless, if we come up with a concept of a different cheesecake or whatever the case is, and we've done it, we've talked about it. You
Right.
know,
I'm sure Umberto Corteo is flattered that Grandma Pizza is now served at every mainstream pizzeria
right,
in
exactly.
New York.
I think the greatest part of and the biggest, flattery part of it is for people that give credit to it, and that's where it is. You know, like I said, that rainbow cheesecake that we did last year. The first time we did it was like 2017, 16. I mean, and we have pictures of it for purpose. We were just throwing stupid ideas together to see what sticks, and it just happened to work. And then we made one, and it went, ding. And then I think, what are we at now? 20, 26 other places that we've seen make it.
Oh yeah.
I remember when I saw Uncle Giuseppe's making it.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
took over the tri-state area and Long Island.
And they've
opened
done
my-
it.
When the ShopRite of Italian markets is making the cake that you started, that's a really big form of flattery. That's how you know it is that good, because people literally cannot get enough of it from your place.
Look
And-
at the Mets. They're doing a rainbow cookie egg roll.
Yeah,
I saw that.
And Rainbow
I
Cookie
saw
Egg.
that. I saw that.
We
yeah.
just got to beat the Mets.
We
Yeah,
gotta
well,
call the
well,
Mets. We have to call the Mets.
we should.
No, we just gotta
call
eat-
Uncle Steve.
Biagio just has to beat the Mets. That's it.
I mean, listen.
Everyone beats the Mets.
Hey,
How much input do you get from the TikTok watching people in your life? Like suggestions, like you should do this video, you should do this trend.
it's weird because I have two young kids. One's 8 and one's 5, and the 8-year-old is in 3rd grade, and I went there for professional day, and her whole class is like, oh, I follow you on TikTok. We love watching it. And this is what happens. I mean, there is, and you know what? Our TikTok and Instagram are very weird because we deal with a lot of older people also. And a lot of clients and customers that come in are like, oh, we came here because we saw this on TikTok. Or, you know what, we couldn't remember the name of this, but we saw it on TikTok, and that's why we came here. So it's like, it gives us a
So
reason.
there is a reach.
There is a reach. Of course, there is a reach.
So that's proven. But I mean, like, are there like people, like, because my wife will come up to me and be like, you have to do this trend, or my sister will be like, Big Ange is going through her purse and pulls out all the things. Like, you should do that because I carry like a little bag.
we
with stuff in it.
have ones where people will send us things from other places. Like
Coffee one.
coffee ones, or like where the employees are cleaning up and then they put all the coffee machine on, and they're in a club. It's like
Yeah.
like things like that, like trends like that. We'll do, or like
Clickbaits.
yeah, exactly.
We
But
do
I
a
think
lot of the food trends.
we do a lot of food trends.
We do a lot of food trends.
I think that it's always weird how, you can post a video of a coffee and it only gets you, 60, 70,000, views. And then the next person does the exact same thing and they get millions. I mean, algorithms are just,
it's nuts.
yeah. I mean, I think the more you fixate on that, I think the crazier you become.
100%.
And the way you're holding the champagne bottle in your lap and everything.
I've been waiting to pop this for Biagio for like the past hour.
All right, let's pop.
All right, let's pop.
Me.
Put it on the table.
Yeah, put it on it. You're gonna have to pour it first. What are we all gonna stand over here?
I don't know. Just say fucking.
Great host you are, Anthony.
Now, because I literally just.
I don't want to move the camera.
Anthony's a regular Pierce Brosnan with the champagne.
Yeah, I mean, you have some clients that it just doesn't matter what you post.
Like your Instagram, like you guys.
There you
I
go.
think
Wiggle
have
it.
gotten to that point where like.
Hey.
Oh!
Nice.
Like you guys could post anything on Instagram, it's gonna do.
We're gonna need
Yes.
We're gonna need new equipment.
I know.
new carpet.
I got another one that fell off the back of a truck.
CFO.
I'm on it, I'm on
manage
it,
The next
I'm on it.
investment.
I got it.
I
Really?
I remember my first.
Well,
time
you
there.
were shaking it. What do you think was going to happen?
You were twitching your leg for 25 minutes. What do you think was gonna happen?
He was using it like a staff, like a magic wand,
Thank you, sir.
I remember my first
pointing
time.
it at
Anthony.
people.
I'll pass it over to the Greg.
Gregory.
Here you go, Gregory.
All right. To Biagio, to Sciarratta PR,
This is very sticky.
Anthony.
To a new era.
Yes.
A salute.
A salud, guys.
Chin,
Prost.
chin, chin. I can't drink it because it's carbonated. But I am gonna.
I got
do
you the
this.
good one too.
That's Vo.
Hold on. He's dunking his rainbow cookie in it.
Yeah.
Sal's a big dunker.
As Arthur and Son says, Chindan.
Chindan. Now we eat.
Now we can eat.
Now we can eat.
Prost.
Well, all right then.
Biagio, you're a gentleman. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you.
This was
being
great.
Your client, being your friend.
This is great.
Thank you for coming on the podcast. bro.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to turn around. I had such a great time here that, whenever Sal's busy touring or whatever the case, and you need somebody to step in, the CFO.
Biagio brought this up to me before. He's like, listen, whenever you're not around, tell Anthony I can fill in for
Yeah.
you.
I told Anthony, like I said, I don't like to step on people's toes, but
All right, Aunt, just
Well, that's this episode of the podcast.
you want to clean up?
the vacuum's not going to suck up the liquid.
No, because there's crumbs on the floor. I know it's not going to suck up the liquid.
Well, I mean, do you need a bib next time?
What is he doing?
He's cleaning like while we still have company.
I feel like I'm at Anthony's house and he just spilt the crumb. His mom's freaking out. You're spilling my nice floor. You know how much I paid for this floor.
This is very rude.
Are we still on air?
Yes.
Can I take advantage of your vacuuming to eat another shvoyadel?
Just crumble some on purpose on the floor.
Eat it, and then you could just
This is very rude.
each bite.
Okay.
All right.
First
think you missed the
order.
spot.
First order of business for CFO. We have a clean lady. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, get like one of those stick vacs from Amazon. That thing sounds like a fucking 747.
We'll just have a Roomba rolling around.
Or at least if you want to be the clean lady, then you got to put on a short skirt.
I feel like I'm dropping crab traps on Rockaway Inlet
Why aren't you in
underneath the
uniform?
planes.